Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am the old guy. We are back for another episode of Skyblock builds tutorials. So let's get at it. So far we've covered the generators and the pulse timer generators and a auto cobble, two different auto cobble generators, and we also have this splitter of stuff that we did the other day. So we got that done. So now today we're coming over here and doing item sorter with auto dropper. This is a pretty handy build, and it's one that you should know how to do. So the whole thing here is that you'll have an input chest that gets stuff from somewhere, anywhere. It could be mob drops, could be harvesting farm, whatever it is. You got an input chest here that comes into this hopper, and this hopper automatically shoots the stuff out, comes down the water path, and if it's the right thing to fit to drop into these hoppers, it will, and go down to the chest, and then you've got a catch-all out here. So this works pretty good. The item sorter is handy just by itself, and the auto dropper is also handy by itself for other things. Use your imagination. so we'll be doing that, and then also we'll be doing the dropper up. So this is a pretty simple elevator. This one does work on Skybounds. I built one other one that did not work on Skybounds, never did figure it out, but this one works on Skybounds. I'd expect it to work most other places. So let's go ahead and see what we got to do here and how this actually works. So the whole key here is to have, for the item sorters, to have something that won't go through, won't ever be introduced into this this system. So in this case, I've locked these hoppers with sea lanterns and then put a stack of cobblestone in, so it's locked that hopper, so it only accepts cobblestone. Same thing with this one, except this one has got orange concrete in it. So now if we come up to the input chest here, and let's just put in 4 of these and 2. Now let's put in 3 of the red terracotta. So we'll put those in. The auto dropper sees that stuff. It starts coming out, spitting out stuff. The cobblestone goes in where it needs to, and terracotta comes through just like it's supposed to. So there we go. Pretty neat system. You can expand this out. I wouldn't go any closer than, I wouldn't start the item sorter any closer than the next block over from the dropper, just so that the item has a chance to settle in and be seen by the hopper. And then you always want to have a catch-all at the end here, so that if anything that does get into the system that you don't have a item sorter for, it will drop into that large chest. The other key thing is that you want to put the dropper facing into perpendicular to the water flow. So in other words, you don't want the dropper shooting out stuff this way, especially if you've got hoppers close in, because then the items can go right over the hopper and never be seen to get sorted out. So this build works pretty good. The redstone's pretty simple, and I've had a couple problems here on Skybounds where it loses lock for some reason. These items will come through. I think it's a redstone glitch that happens that disables all the redstone for just a brief second, and then the stuff comes through and it messes up. But for the most part, it works pretty good. And then the item dropper up, it's just a input into a bottom dropper, and if we put in 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, you can see boom, 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 and comes up into this chest where I already had some. So there you go. So that's what we're going to be building today. Pretty neat little designs and pretty handy to use. So anyways, I started off, I've got the dropper facing into where I want the water stream, and planning is pretty important here. You want to make sure you've got room. If you're going to be adding on to the sorter, you can extend this out just by putting a slab and a piece of packed ice where that where the hopper is, and then having another water flow out, so you can extend the item sorter out for forever if you wanted to. But anyway, so you want to make sure you plan out where all your stuff is going, and what stuff is going where, and what you want to do with it. So for here, I've just got a hopper going into the dropper. You could have any input into that you want, and it would still work. So to start out with, I like to go ahead and start here on the back side and just build a 3x3 like this, and then just make a X pattern like that. So that's right behind the hopper, and then I need to decide what side I want some other circuitry on. So in this case, since all my other stuff is on here, I'm going to put it over here. So I need a block there and 2 blocks there, just like that. And then in the redstone's pretty easy. You want a comparator right behind the dropper, and then you want a repeater right there, and then you want redstone there, and there, and that's it. And so you could use this auto dropper system for whatever time. So say you're just getting you have a teleport block that's that's dropping off, and you got a water flow stream into this, and it's coming here, and you got a dropper going along, and you want to have it go into a auto crafting bot or something. This is another good setup for that. And this like I said, this dropper, anything you put into it will get spit out automatically, and it seems to work pretty good. The only other thing that you could, if you had a continuous stream and you were always going to be pumping out stuff, then you could use this this mini generator over here. But honestly, I mean, you're really only adding a comparator, and you're losing a torch and a lever. So I think it's pretty safe. The only thing that I don't like about it is I haven't figured out how to put an on-off switch on it. So sometimes I just have to come along and break the redstone to get it to stop doing what it's doing. But I'll see if I can figure out a way to put a switch on this. So good. So then the next thing is to do the item sorter. And so you've got the blocks coming along here. You'll need to put your hoppers into a block and then break the block so that that hopper's not going anywhere. And then you'll want to put your chests over. You need to bring them up a little bit. Yeah, I think I need one more up. Right there, looks about. So there's the chest. Yep. Yeah, that'll work. So we got the like I said, you can duplicate this circuit as much as you need to, but you want to make sure you get this in before you do your water, because it can be a little bit tricky here. So we need a block on this guy right here, and then we need 2 more just like that. We need one down here, and then we need a block right here and a block right there. So there you go. So there's your block layout for the item sorter, and then the rest of it's pretty straightforward. We'll have a comparator coming out of here, and this is important to place before you place the water, because you'll have a block right over top of this comparator holding the water in. So you need to get that done, and then you need a repeater here and a redstone torch there, and then we need dust all over the place. So like I said, you want to plan this out, because you'll want to do the redstone for the sorters before you do anything else, because once you get the water in and everything else, it's kind of hard to get into this to do anything if you want to add to it or take away from it. So there you go. So there's the item sorter. The last thing we would have to do for it would be to lock it up, and the way we do that is to put something in. Hold on, I got to get something out of my vault here. These guys right here. So I know that I'm never going to have sea lanterns in this system. Never going to happen. Not going to see them. But I do know that I want to sort out. I got a miner doing stuff, and I'm going to sort out cobblestone, and everything else is going to go down to the end. So I got the 4 in there, and so you can see these are all locked, they're not moving. And then over here in the left slot, this will go down to I think 41 or 40, something like that. And there we go. The only and then there'll be 1 block left in this bottom hopper that hasn't come through yet. So there you go. And now all we have to do is put the water stream in. Did I bring glass? Yes, I did bring glass. And we will be done, but I think I forgot to bring a water bucket. Oops. Watching me build is pretty painful sometimes. I am not going to try to sugarcoat that at all. There we go. And let's put in really? There we go. I knew I had one somewhere. So we'll put in water here. And then I also like to cover over top of the water streams so that when the items come out of the dropper, they don't get dropped away too far. So there we go. So that's it. And now if we put in this hopper, if we put in, we'll just put in some yellow concrete. They get pushed out, go through, don't even stop, and we put in a couple of cobblestone and they go through, and boom shakalaka, there we go. Nice little build, pretty handy to use. And like I said, on my main island I've got item sorter that has 5 in a row here, and then another 7, and then a collection chest for my mob drops. So I'll be leaving this, we'll leave this build here for anybody to see on Good Grief's Island. Now the other one is this dropper up, another pretty easy build but very handy. It's pretty straightforward. Let me get my hoppers. So it looks like we'll be doing 4. So you just start by placing 1 hopper facing up, and then as soon as I do that, I like to go ahead and place my redstone. So I'm going to put a comparator there, put the subtraction on, then come over here, put another comparator this way, a repeater, let's see, a repeater here, and a repeater over here. Is that right? Is that right? Yeah, repeater over here. And then we'll need some blocks coming up. I'm just going to go ahead and go this way. I think that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So we'll just go ahead and do 4, and then come back and do. There we go. And let's see. Oh yeah, we need we need an input here. So you can just into this bottom hopper, and then you can put a chest on here, or however you wanted to get into it. Then we need to just come back and put, go like that, put some redstone here, and let's see, wasn't there something else? Oh yeah, so we got a block back here, and where's my torches? Right, so torch there, and then torch here, torch there, torch there, and you can repeat this up as high as you need to go. And so the only thing about this one, oh, and then we'll need to put a I like just to go into a chest up here as a buffer for the items coming up, and then you can do whatever you need to do from there. On my island I've got the pasta that comes up from an auto crafter that makes it, comes back around and then comes back up to them through a chest where I can, if I have extra pasta, I can put that in, it goes to him, and it's a nice little buffer there. So the only thing about this system is that when you put something in for the first time, we'll just go ahead and put 8 of these cobblestone in, and you can see the it's not working. Well, it's not working. I think I forgot redstone over here. I got redstone over there. I got redstone here is where I don't have it. There we go. Now we're working. The only thing is that you'll see one item will get stopped in every other dropper going up. So if you're going up 40, you're gonna lose 40 items. But other than that, it works pretty good. So there you go. We got 2 more builds done here today. Like I said, I'll be leaving these 2 main ones here on the island of Good Grief, and you can stop by and see them. I've been trying to AFK a little bit, but with all the server restarts, it's kind of difficult. But if you need more info or you need to take a closer look, you can message me in game and I'll try to reply. So I think we're going to go ahead and end up this episode, this tutorial episode here. I do have one more farm build that I'm working on that I think is going to be pretty special for our next episode. That we'll see if I can get it to work. I think it's going to work. It's kind of unique, and we'll see what we can do with that for next episode. But for now, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Please leave me any comments, questions, suggestions down below. Please tell your friends about me, and please subscribe if you're new. Everyone, take care and be good.